y'all, welcome back to the channel. Today it's gonna be a good day because we're back at the Lehigh Valley Diecast RC Slot Car Show. If you remember, a few months ago I put out a video on that. I've got two cars I'm entering in the show. I'm gonna be on the lookout for more mystery cars and maybe some cool stuff to throw through the wind tunnel. So I hope you guys follow along and enjoy the video.
QB Chase. QB Chase.
are back from the Lehigh Valley Diecast RC Slot Car Show, and I want to show you my haul. So I guess to start out, let's talk about the cars that I brought there. So for the for this show, they have it like twice a year, once in November, once in April. And they have this thing called like a builder's bash where you can bring a slot car, an RC car, or a model or diecast or something and enter it in as like part of a competition, win a trophy or whatever. I did this in November, did not win. And so I wanted to try again this year with a few different ideas I had. So you'll see a build video, sort of like a quick one coming out for this one. So this is a 71 GTX that I sort of like made look like it was like underwater. So there's a layer of resin on the top. My first time working with resin, and there's like sand at the bottom. And then I made it sort of look rusty, crusty, like it was filled with like seaweed, but hopefully you can get a good shot of that. If not, I'll try and include it in the video later. But so that was my GTX that I included. And then I also sort of put together this. So it's a 32 Ford on this like clay pedestal that I built. And I built this pedestal a while ago, sort of like, I don't know, it was a craft night with my girlfriend and our friends, but I don't know, I'm like, maybe I could do like a cool Mad Max inspired car. So again, build video on that coming out. I think this and the Plymouth videos are gonna be pretty brief, just because I was really concentrating. And my efforts were rewarded because for my 32 Ford, I actually won this Best in Show trophy for Best Diecast Display. So that was for the 32 Ford. And this is like fans got to vote on it. So I was pretty hyped about this. I've never won like a trophy for my efforts, for my Hot Wheels stuff, even though it's a pretty new venture. So to be honest, the show field was pretty small this year, but hey, a win is a win, I guess. So I was pretty hyped about that. So, if you were there and you voted, thanks for your vote. I really appreciate it. Sort of moving forward to the rest of the stuff I bought, there was a couple things I was really seeking out. One were mystery cars, and the other were, they're called modifiers. They were out in the early 2000s, and they were like typical cars of that day, like Ford Focus, Mitsubishi Eclipse, WRX, things like that, that came with like aftermarket parts, like licensed by like actual aftermarket manufacturers. So I was looking for those. They're usually expensive, but I'm like, maybe I can find a deal. So I did find them, but they're really expensive. You just saw them in the video earlier, but I only managed to find 2 mystery cars. That's it. I asked almost every vendor who was selling Hot Wheels. I managed to find an 07 and an 08 mystery car. So I'll do a separate video on those. Sort of just a real quick unboxing. So pretty cool. I got one for $3, got one for $5. The $5 one I probably got hosed on because the package is absolutely destroyed. Then I came across a guy who just had like a ton of like older Hot Wheels stuff selling for a pretty reasonable price, in my opinion. Like if you've got really old Hot Wheels stuff and it's like $3, that's like a good deal to me. Even if it's not necessarily valuable, these are like a nostalgia run for me. So first one I grabbed was this Dodge XP07. This was for Hot Wheels, I think it's their 40th anniversary. And like essentially, I don't know if they commissioned people to do it or, they commissioned manufacturers, but it's like 6 different manufacturers or 7 different manufacturers came together and like made a cool like concept car that Hot Wheels turned into a car. And so this was Dodge's efforts. I remember when these came out, and my dad was big into collecting at that point, and he collected all, he had all 6 of them. But yeah, I just think these are cool. These have like the Accelerator style wheels. Again, nostalgia. This would have been from 2007, so I was like 12 at that point. But yeah, I thought that was cool. Another one I grabbed was this Holden Commodore. And it was a 2-pack, so it came with a Atomics vehicle, and like Hot Wheels Atomics were these like, I don't know, like an attempt at like a micro machine, essentially, like a really tiny sort of diecast car. And I had a couple of them, but they weren't like my thing necessarily. But I thought this was cool, and I don't have a Holden Commodore in my collection, so I grabbed it. And then the third vehicle, because it was like 3 for $10, which I thought was like a decent deal. Man, I thought this was cool. So this was they had this like PlanetHotWheels.com. They had these cars that like had different. I never played it, but I always thought it was cool as a kid. Like I got into like computer stuff way later than usual. But anyways, I grabbed this one because it was the only one I saw. Like the vinyl, or you know, the design on the car was really, really reminiscent of Highway 35 and the way those like graphics look on them. So I'm like, this is really cool. But the CD-ROM, this is the cool part. It includes PC games, an archive of 2001 and 2002 Hot Wheels cars, and a sneak preview of 2003 Hot Wheels cars. And I guess there were 6 CD-ROMs you could collect to unlock a virtual track builder. But I don't know, this is like early 2000s like nostalgia garbage, and I just really like it. So maybe I could be convinced to break open the CD-ROM. I do have an old laptop with a disk drive, so I could potentially take a look at the archive of like the Hot Wheels. I have no idea what that looks like, but I would love to check it out and share it with you guys. So if that's something you're interested in, drop a comment below, let me know. And then finally what I did was I sort of picked up some loose Hot Wheels. They sell a lot of them there, a couple bucks each. I don't know. I tend to grab like oddball stuff that I don't see or have. So like in this case, I do have this one. This is actually for a coworker, but this is the Autobots or Bumblebee VW Bug. The prices on these range like crazy. I'm going to send this through the wind tunnel because I'm interested to see what it looks like. But like people were asking like $5 to $10 for the packaged ones. And I don't know, people really collect these, but like $10, I ain't paying $10 for one. So I found this one for 2, so whatever, that's fine. The other one, another car I got was this Cunningham C4R, a 50s race car. These actually came with a 392 Hemi, and I thought this was pretty cool. I don't have one in a package, so I thought that was fun. That'll go through the wind tunnel. And another wind tunnel car I grabbed was this GT500 Super Snake. I just liked the color. It was in good shape. I love, you know, this generation Mustang. So yeah, this is still S197. This should have had a 5.4 liter supercharged V8, and the Super Snake variant, I think it had like 800 horsepower. So again, just a cool car. Just thought it had some good details on it. I don't know if you can tell, but it's even got like hood pins in it, which I thought was cool. And then the CD-ROM car was, I don't know, that might be my favorite, but this could be my favorite that I pulled. This is a Dodge Daytona Turbo Z Matchbox. Great, great sort of livery on it, very of its era, but the hood opens and you can sort of see the turbocharged 2.2 liter 4-cylinder in it. But yeah, I love these oddball 80s Chrysler cars, especially the turbo variants, and this one had some good details on it. It's in great shape, so this is going through the wind tunnel. I probably won't mess with this one because scaling's kind of weird, but I just like the way it is right now. I mean, it's almost got like suspension, kind of, not really, but it's a cool car. Never seen a casting for this. So that's sort of the end of my experience at that show. Next one is going to be in November. I guess I'll keep my eyes peeled for other, Hot Wheels or diecast shows in the area, but I really like that one. So thanks for watching, and again, let me know if you want me to crack into that CD-ROM. I'd consider it. I think it'd be really, really cool. I'm interested on what is in the archive. So yeah, thanks for watching, and drop a like. Please follow me, or subscribe rather, and let me know what you think in the comments. Yeah.